All right, so we're going to be continuing with our financial maths series, and this is going to be part 11. And in this one, we're going to be calculating the number of payments, right? All right, so let's go ahead and dive right into the instruction here. All right, so now here, Kate has to pay off a loan of 100,000 rands. Now she can afford to pay 2,000 rands per month, and the interest rate is 18% per annum compounded monthly. How many payments will she have to make? All right, so of course, we know that the first thing that we need to do is to write the information that we're given. So now we see that here, Kate is trying to pay a loan of 100,000 rands, so which means now P is going to be our 100,000 rands. Now we can hear that she can afford to pay 2,000 per month, so which means X here, it is going to be 2,000 rands, 2,000 rands, and then the interest rate is 18% per annum compounded monthly, so which means the compound it is 12, and then the interest it is 18%. Interest it is 18% over 12, right? Now it says how many payments will she have to make. Okay, so now to get those payments, this is how we're going to do it. So which means we're going to be calculating n right now, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and calculate that. So firstly, we need the formula. So let's write our formula. P equals to x into 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of minus n over I. All right, so now again, we're going to do the same thing. Cross multiply first because I need to find n. So I first cross multiply, and then I get x into 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of minus n. Now I want to have this part that has n, right? So which means I need to get rid of this one now, right? So in order for me to do that, it means I'm going to divide by x in this case now, right? So now by doing that, I have I times p over x equals to 1 minus 1 plus I to minus n, right? Then from here, I'm going to take this value, take it to that side, and this one bring it to this side. So when I do that, this was first negative of this, so it means now across, now it will be positive of that. Still have minus n because the power doesn't change, and then this will be equals to 1 minus I times p over x. Now I'm going to apply now the logs. That way I can get my exponential. So minus n will be log base of that power. It is 1 plus I into 1 minus I times p over x, right? Then I remember I just need n alone. So which means now right here, I'm just going to divide by the negative 1 both sides. That way I have log 1 plus I into 1 minus I times p over x. Now I'm just gonna substitute my values from right here. Now minus log into 1 plus 18% over 12 and 1 minus 18% over 12 times 100,000 over 2,000. All right, 2,000 rands. All right, now let's see what this gives us. All right, so going to our calculator now, we will say negative log, and then we're going to put in 1 plus 18% over 12, close that, and then we'll have 1 minus, we have our fraction, open bracket for this one, 18% over 12 times 100,000 rands over 2,000 rands. Now let's see what that gives us. All right, so now here we're getting 93.111, all of that, right? So I'm just going to write all of it, 93 comma 111, I think that's 05 after, and 126. Sorry about that. 126 126. So this is the answer that we get. All right. Now here, before we get into our final answer, we need to actually explain what this answer means. Now this answer, when you talk about n, remember n is a number of payments, right? Now by law or by agreements of loan, it's supposed to be a whole number. So now once the value becomes a decimal like this, it means one thing, right? It means now this 93 here, this is the full payments or the full 2000 payments, right? That's what it means. So it means Kate here has made 2000 payments, right? 93 times. Now, what about this 0,11105,126? Now, the remainder here, this part, it tells us that the last payment, which is the 94 payment or the 94th payment, right? It was less than 2000, right? Now the question is, how do we know what is the actual value for that? Now for that, we're gonna basically have a part where we explain how do we actually calculate that. But now for the sake of this part of the video, here we just need to find the number of payments. So we had 93 full payments and one payment that was less than 2000. So this means now in total, these were 94 payments, right? So therefore, it means the answer is going to be 94 payments, right? Again, remember the question that I asked? Question was, how do we then calculate that actual value that is less than 2000? And we're gonna actually discuss that in our future part series. And I'm gonna see you into those next videos. Cheers.